The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
We are at the dawn of a new age at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, and to kick things off, we are going to get 18 players involved in the fray of this annual Tetris Attack vs. Speedrun tournament. Welcome, puzzlers, to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack vs. Speedrun Tournament 2024. I am your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart, and joining me for this very first match of the tournament is the breakout star of last year's tournament and someone who will be assisting me throughout these proceedings. It is the Beefin314.
Hello and welcome back to Puzzle Games. I am the Beefin314. I'm very excited to be here. This is the most wonderful time of the year, Tetris Attack World Championship. I am very excited to be on commentary today, and I'm very excited to be assisting with the tournament, so thanks again.
Oh, you've been a great help already, Beefin. We'll get into how much of a help you were just to get this tournament started in just a bit, but we've got 5 matches to bring you today. Maybe a bit of an overloaded schedule, but we have new ways to get those matches to you in a more timely fashion, so look forward to what we have in store for you today. But first, if you are new to this game and new to our tournaments and are not exactly sure how this game works or how we are playing this tournament, then allow me to take a couple minutes of your time to explain everything to get you ready for what you are about to see. Tetris Attack is a match 3 puzzle game released for the Super Nintendo in North America and Europe based on the Super Famicom game Paled Upon. It was also localized and broadcast through the Super Famicom's Satellaview add-on multiple times throughout its service. Both versions are playable in this tournament. Swapping up to 2 panels in your stack at a time, match at least 3 panels of the same color horizontally or vertically to make the panels disappear. Simply matching 3, however, will not be enough to win. You need to make combos and chains to not only stop your stack's gradual rising for a short time and prevent your stack from breaking through the top of your field, but also send garbage to your opponent to force their stack to the top of their field. Make combos by matching more than 3 panels at once. The amount of time they stop rising the stack is minimal, but so is the amount of time their garbage makes the opponent's field shake. Quick wins can be achieved if you stack combo garbage correctly. Make chains by linking sets of matches together. Make one set of panels disappear and then let the panels directly above them fall into another match. Their garbage makes the opponent's field shake more, but they stop the rising stack for much longer. Forcing your opponent's stack to the top is more consistent with larger chain garbage. To beat the CPU opponents, you must either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is topped out, send so much garbage that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage in a way to make them think they can no longer make a move. Due to how combo garbage is handled in this game, this is by far the least likely scenario. In Versus mode, the easy level has 10 stages, the normal level has 11, and the levels hard and V-hard as we call it have 12. In this tournament, players will be racing each other through all of those stages to defeat the final stage as fast as they can. The player who does that first wins the race. The player who wins a predetermined number of races first wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. We had 18 players signed up for this Versus tournament, a little bit of an uptick from last year's proceedings, so thank you to everyone that decided to jump in and try their hand at this format for our tournament here. This is a double elimination tournament. We are back to double elimination, and we might be on double elimination tournaments for the foreseeable future. So players will be getting multiple chances to go through our gauntlet of competitors. But we're going to start those proceedings with a bracket round of a little bit of a popcorn playing. Maybe you participated in popcorn reading in grade school. We're going to do some popcorn playing of the versus levels to start off. The 4 versus levels we play: easy, normal, hard, and as we call it, V hard. Each match will be best of 5. First to 3 race wins will end up winning a match. So the way this popcorn pick works is that the players in each match have agreed to one of those levels above to start the first race. Then the loser of that first race will pick one of the other levels for the next race, and so on and so forth until all of the levels have been played. And if we do get to that deciding game 5, then the level selection opens up all over again, and one of the levels will get doubled up. And there's definitely been some intriguing strategies in the past to how the matches have been proceeded. We'll talk about
absolutely.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's all a matter of a little bit of psychology, a little bit of figuring out like which game difficulties are better for different people, and kind of playing to those strengths.
For sure, for sure. We'll talk about the rest of the tournament as we go through, because the format will get harder and harder for our players. We will not be playing through all of the versus levels for the rest of the tournament. We're just going to keep raising the stakes higher and higher as we go. And the winner, at the end of all that, gets a role in our community Discord server with the title of TA 2024 champion. There's only one person that can ever have that role, and that will be displayed proudly on your Discord server profile. So everyone will be wanting to get their hands on that. And another little prize for the winner of the tournament, as well as a few of our other top finishers, will be coming from our crowd-funded prize pool. So if you are watching live on Twitch, you can give your bits. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel at Puzzle Speedrun, but you can also send a direct tip to increase the size of our prize pool. And as you do, you can get a little acknowledgement like Beefin just did here for the $100 tip. You are an absolutely crazy person, and I thank you for it. And the rest of the players will thank you for it as well.
You are most welcome.
For sure. And combined with that and the $58 that I passed up from my winnings in the previous Pokemon Puzzle League tournament we had, puts the starting prize pool at $158 out of our initial goal of $500. And new to this tournament, that $500 is an initial goal. We have stretch goals for this tournament, depending on how many tips and contributions we get. If we reach the goal of $500, then we will expand the winnings from this versus tournament to the top 8. And if we somehow reach a goal of $1,000, then the top 16 in the bracket will get a little piece of the prize pool. You can kind of see the breakdown of the payouts for each tournament and each part of the bracket that we've got. This tournament was designed to have a silver consolation bracket in mind, but at the request of the players, we are not having a silver bracket this time, so that 5% that is normally guaranteed to the champion of the silver bracket will be divvied up in proportion amongst the rest of the competitors. So again, there is a Stream Elements link on screen to provide those direct tips, if you are live in Twitch, you can type !pool to get access to that tipping page. Now let's talk about what we did to qualify for this tournament, because people have been following along with our tournaments may be a little bit surprised about how we did it this time around. We actually had players do a little bit of a one-shot, one-kill deal with all of the versus levels. Everyone was given one attempt, and one attempt only, unless they decide to take a mulligan, to run through all of the versus game levels in one go. People being judged on their best easy, normal, hard, and V hard times, being graded on a curve based on the fastest times in the field. And here is how the qualifying played out for this tournament. You can see the maximum score in each category is 25, and with BB Forky getting the top easy time, Yoshi 112 with the top normal time, FFR Pro with the top hard time, and Yoshi again with the top V hard time got the maximum 25 points in that category. So we've got a possible 100 points that all of our players could have scored, and here is how the players have scored. You can see some familiar names at the top, including our defending champion Yoshi at the first seed, myself getting the second seed, FFR Pro 21, two-time Tetris Attack champion, is third, BB Forky returning to the LPS tournaments and getting a 4 seed, thanks in no small part to that 6-minute flat easy mode run. Then our very own Beefin here with the 5 seed, Tayman ND, the PPL 2020 champion, is 6th. Ty is 7th. Foxyman makes a return to the tournaments and gets the 8th seed. You got a new competitor in Skell, which we'll tell you all about in just a little bit, getting the 9th seed. Then it is 6 Tetris Attacker, Kanayo, Yukisaka, Zeplander, GamerX459, I Like Being Smart, rounding out the top 16, which would have been the normal cutoff for our bracket, but we decided to throw in 17 and 18 into the top seeds, and we thank Paratroopa and Oxcat for their participation. Paratroopa actually, I think, last played in our 2021 tournament, so it's good to see them make a return to the scene. And Beefin, having gone through the process for qualifying for this tournament between last year and this year, how much did you like the process for this time around?
Kind of interesting to see through the past 3 years how qualifying has been conducted. You'll remember in 2022 that everybody had like a month to qualify, and then last year everybody had 2 sessions to qualify. This year everyone basically had 2 sessions, but it was just one and dones. You can kind of see the same people ending up in the same positions, and also kind of what added a little bit of excitement was basically moving all in and deciding, hey, I want to run it back, and you know, having that that risk reward of, you know, risking the times that you had to go for better times. Worked out in some cases, didn't work out in others. My strategy for this was I kind of wanted to get 90 points. I believed that 90 points was enough to at least get top 8 in this. Of course, I started at the 3 seed, and then FFR and Forky bumped me. Grr. But I really like this this format. It kind of also embraces the easy to V hard run as well. I'd be interested to see how it would work in the future, and if there are any tweaks that could happen. But overall, basically everyone ended up in the same positions from like 1 month of grinding to 2 1-hour sessions of grinding to basically 1 run. So it was really cool how this worked out.
That's very good to hear. I actually took inspiration for this format from some of our friends at the Dr. Mario speedrun community. There's a very active community that does regular tournaments for the NES version of Dr. Mario, and they employ a little bit of a similar procedure where you just sit down for 1 run, get your score in, and that is how you qualify for the tournament. And I will have some announcements to make at the very end of this tournament for how we might be making use of this format for possibly some more frequent tournaments. If you're not part of our community Discord server, then you're going to want to stay tuned, because we've got some exciting things coming down the pipeline for the future of these tournaments. So with these results in mind, let's take a look at how this shapes up for our bracket. And as I adjust the look of the bracket beefin, what are some of the matchups that you saw from this bracket that excite you the most going into this?
I kind of went over this a little bit. I had a little bit of a pre-tournament show last night, kind of going over some of the matchups, kind of like where the progression of the bracket would end. So as it currently stands with like rounds 1 and 2, there were 3 matches that really caught my eye. First off is the match we're about to watch, which is going to be Foxyman versus Skell. Foxyman did not participate in last year's tournament. You missed out, but you know, it's all good. Things happen. Against Skell. Skell's been on the come up, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that matchup turns out. Other matchups, I would say Tayman Tetris Attacker, 2 stalwarts of panel games. Tetris Attacker I played in last year's tournament. Very strong, very formidable. Tayman, former world champ of Pokemon Puzzle League, so that's going to be an incredible matchup as well. But, and I think everybody can agree, biggest match, tie 6. Huge matchup. That's going to be 2 heavy hitters of panel. 6 being very calculated, very accurate with reading the board, versus Ty, the PvP stalwart. That's going to be really, really awesome to watch, and that's going to be a must-watch match for sure.
There are a lot of must-watch matches in these first couple of rounds of this winners bracket, and we will be bringing you all of them throughout today and tomorrow here on twitch.tv/puzzlespeedrun, so you'll want to stay tuned in for all of the jam-packed action that we've got coming for you. But we're going to start these proceedings with the very first match that we are going to play in the tournament, a match that has already been played. It was recorded on Wednesday, and we are going to show you how the match went in just a second with our 8-9 matchup, Foxyman versus Skell. Now, anyone that's been watching our tournaments in the past few years knows Foxyman, knows the 3rd place finish in 2021, the 2nd place finish in 2022, after taking a year off to take care of some other priorities, is now back and looking to make another big run through our tournament. But in a contrast, Skell is not a person we've seen in these tournaments before. This is their very first appearance in any LPS tournament, and Beefin, I understand you are fairly close with Skell and very familiar with his play, so please give us an introduction to the community about Skell and how he likes to play the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Skell, leader of the Gremlin Pit. Shoutouts to the Gremlin Pit. Came up in the PvP scene, really learned the game that way. Transitioned into Tetris Attack, and it's basically been under, I would say, under my tutelage. I've been coaching him and trying to get him to look at like different strategies, different ways to make combos, chains, being accurate with their sends. It's already put up a lot of great times. Just recently got their sub 8 license, which is very exciting for anyone that is grinding this game. Sub 8 license in VHard is no small feat. And yeah, it's just been really on the grind. And I say that as someone who loves the grind. I mean, Skell really loves the grind and has been putting a lot of work, a lot of hours into this game, and it shows. It has really paid off. So, first tournament appearance for Skell. Very proud to see him here, and very proud to see what he can do to bust some of these brackets.
Oh my goodness. Anyone that is capable of a sub 8 VHard time is definitely a force to be reckoned with in this tournament, and really to have so many people in the bracket that have gotten that time, have gotten close to that time. There's a lot of scary people here. Hardly anyone could be considered a free out in this tournament. So hopefully foxyman is not looking past this matchup to a potential rematch with the #1 seed Yoshi in the quarterfinals. Like, that's a grand finals matchup in and of itself, happening in the quarterfinals. That would be absolutely insane. Hopefully foxyman is not looking too far into the future towards that, and Skell will have the opportunity to play spoiler in this matchup. So we are about to find out just how this match went earlier this week. So let's not make you wait any longer. Let's get right into this 8-9 matchup with foxyman against Skell, and that is going to come at you right now. Here we are, best of 5 in this winners round 2 matchup. Both of these players decided to start on the easy level. I think Foxy was trying to go for an easy to VHard direct setup. What do you think about that strategy, Beefin?
First off, I want to shout out the new design. This new design is really awesome. I really love it. I love the progression of how it's been looking. To answer your question, this is basically, like how people feel comfortable, playing this game. And yeah, I kind of agree with the easy to VHard approach. Ooh, we're in. Let's go.
We are here with game 1 underway. I thought I had synchronized the videos a bit better, but it appears Skell had started his timer a bit late, so he's going to be a few seconds ahead in the future as foxyman gets off to an 18-second start to Skell's 22. Easy mode is going to be a slog. The 10 stages that you have to go through for this game level are these foes are not very cooperative. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, Beefin, how would you gauge your general attitude towards this level? How much you like it?
It's probably my least favorite level. I mean, it's just, the unfortunate thing is that you can send very well, you can send like a correct attack and still get cleared on, and that adds a lot of frustration. Skell there with a 22 versus Foxy's 23 there. But yeah, like sometimes it's just frustrating when you're like, yeah, like I sent exactly what I needed to send and it just didn't work out, didn't resolve. But when it comes to these race settings, you definitely don't want to beat yourself up over it. You just have to keep going and keep sending correctly.
Yes, each stage is essentially a race to send 6 or 7 lines of garbage to each of these opponents, and you can see the disappointment in Foxyman's demeanor, the perpetual head shake as he goes through all of these stages. We're definitely looking for under 20 seconds a stage, but again, these opponents don't cooperate. They don't raise their stack like ever at the very beginning, and it takes a while for them to actually get started raising their stack to try and do stuff. And then these garbage clears, these foes are so slow, yet they're still able to get to some of these garbage clears, and just like that, we are basically even considering the stream delay, and we will be listening in with Foxyman throughout this match, as I actually had some trouble with Skell's audio during the recording of this matchup, so we'll get to listen in, and maybe through Foxyman we'll get a little bit of insight on what these players are thinking at all times. Like, Beefin, what's got to go through your mind when you find yourself in a race situation? You cannot reset. I know how much of a fan you are of the grind, but this is not the place to grind. What kind of mindset does that put you in?
I mean, you just have to put your head down and accept what happens. I mean, it really stinks that, you know, you can't just, you know, as people said last year about me, you just reset your troubles away, which is true, you know. That is very satisfying when you're able to do that, but you just have to be able to accept whatever happens, and being able to get out of these situations is very important, especially with easy, because, you know, I mean, we'll just meander over and swap, and you're hoping, oh, please don't swap. Oh, they swapped. Terrible. You just have to keep going.
And these two are keeping going. I think Skell may have a very slight lead, as both players have reached stage 7, the lunge fish. I don't remember if there's any particular crazy thing that lungefish does in this level, but lungefish is always one to look out for a little difficulty spike in the later levels, and we might see how much of a difficulty spike lungefish gets later on. But some very unfortunate garbage clears that both of our players are having to get subjected to. Foxy perpetually shaking his head throughout this first run. It's just not happy with everything that is going on right now, but I can tell you that Foxy is a screen watcher, is definitely paying attention to what Skell was doing throughout this match. Do you care, honestly, Beefin, about the screen watching, looking at how your opponent plays to get an idea for how you're doing?
Nope. Absolutely not. And the reason why I say that is because what you do, like what the game does on your side and what you do, it doesn't really matter what happens on the other side, you know? Like your opponent could just, oh, I don't know if the people can hear us, but we'll find out. But yeah, I mean like when it comes right down to it, it doesn't matter what happens on the other side of like what your opponent is doing, because what they do is like, it's not gonna change anything about what you have to do, you know? I wouldn't want to look at someone's screen and just send just really fast and not be calculated. I just don't think that's the right way to do it.
Alright, here we go into the final stage of easy mode. Both players getting an 18-second hook build to get into this point. Whoever beats this Piranha Plant first will be winning the first race.
Pretty lag chain from Skell right there.
Indeed, but oh, needed one more line.
At the buzzer.
Foxy gets the kill in time, gets enough lines down. Only needed 8 lines to Skell's 9 lines, and Foxyman will be taking this first race with a time of 6 minutes 54 seconds. Not the fastest time Foxy knows he can get, but it was somehow enough to win in this one. Let's see if we can go ahead and give our 8 seed the first star for winning this first race.
Yeah, that one basically came down to Skell got one more line and got the line pretty quickly, but then Plant ended up clearing that one and didn't clear for Foxy, and that was all she wrote. Man, tough beat for Skell, but definitely did really well for that one there, and GG's to Foxy for game 1, even though he was not having a good time with what was going on, and who really is with Easy?
Yeah, Easy, that honestly, both of these players would like their Easy runs back to run that back if they could. Skell settling for an official time of 7:19 for that first race, and as the loser of the race, Skell had the choice of one of the remaining levels to play and decided on normal for this second race, just going up the easy to V hard train, as it were. Beefin, how do you feel about normal mode?
If anyone asks, I actually love normal. I unironically love this game mode. I think of it as like a better easy, in the sense that, you know, there's less stop time, and you know, it moves at twice the speed. So I like normal. So, but that's just a personal opinion there.
There might be a reason why you might love normal mode compared to easy mode or any of the other levels for that matter. Especially as we start this game 2 with Foxyman going off with this lag chains, going up to an X7 chain, and Skell demonstrating you only need 6 lines of garbage to beat these foes. But you know what? Both players getting dueling 14, so things are working out differently, getting different approaches are getting the same results for that first stage. And the reason you might like normal mode over the rest of the levels in this game, especially for the people who have been around this community playing Pokemon Puzzle League, as our community started doing more than 10 years ago now. Normal mode plays at a versus speed level of 4 out of 10, which the highest levels of Pokemon Puzzle League's one-player stadium also play at a level 4. So there might be a sense of familiarity with this level, and maybe 4 is just the right speed. Maybe Pokemon Puzzle League had the right idea setting that as the default level for versus. Who knows?
And both of our players getting cleared on G's. Terrible. But getting out of there with minimal damage. So not too bad there. Skull a little bit behind in this one.
So as you can see, these opponents are a little bit more reticent to raising their stacks a little bit early on, but they're nowhere near as fast. And so a 6-line approach just might be good enough to beat most of these stages, as Skell is demonstrating in 13 seconds compared to foxyman's 15. Again, this is normal mode. It's 11 stages. We're going to have to get some hocus pocus to finish out this run. And I've always admired the methodical nature of Foxy's play. He seems to be very deliberate with what attacks he wants to use, and from what I've seen from Skell so far, he seems to be focusing on getting some good combos, and maybe some of the chains have not quite been there to his standards. How would you say, Beefin, that both players are playing so far?
I would say that Skell is definitely concentrating on combos in the chain, trying to focus on that more. Again, I think both players are sending very good attacks. Like, I think it was in Bumpty, both players were throwing out lag chain setups, which was just really, really strong, especially in normal, because each lag chain eliminates a second that you would need to send another piece of a chain. So see, look right there. Yeah, Skell is again optimizing lag chains, but just needs to like when those happen accidentally, just needs to be prepared for a follow-up there. Ooh, no.
And Foxy has to be prepared to get his garbage cleared by Lungefish, and Lungefish getting in one of those automatic chains in that second tier of garbage. These opponents do not ever learn how to make chains off of transforming garbage. In fact, until the second half of hard mode, you're not going to see these opponents set up any chains at all. And that's only in the Cave of Wickedness section. Ooh, the 2-5 combos from foxyman to close out that chain. Unfortunate for Raphael to get to that 6 combo to get a little bit of an extension, but that is such a pretty set of combos and chains to finish out that stage in 15 seconds, Beefin.
Yeah, and Skell getting a quick Raven right there, going into the cave ahead of Foxy. Let's see what we can do.
Seeing some
3-5. 3-5, talk to me.
The five combos are good.
9 ball.
Also like the 8 combos and 9 combos. Someone tell Foxy's hook build to not get the 7 combo. Rightfully punished for getting a 7 combo. It doesn't add any extra garbage, and it just stops your attack kind of cold. So yeah, kind of pointless in a lot of instances to get a 7 combo. Ooh, what's Skell trying to get here? There's the 8 combo.
Trying to set up the 8, but it looked like it took way too long to set that up. But it's following up quite nicely. Going to X5? Okay, I agree with that. Oh. Okay. Got the follow-up coming up right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right.
That's enough for
no, Foxy,
24
no.
And the garbage clear from Foxy's Parada plant.
Boo.
And the chain. Oh my goodness. As Skell heads into the final stage. There's going to be a lot of ground that Foxy's going to need to make up. Going to have to hope that Kamek does some sort of hocus pocus to stall Skell. But Skell's kind of building up something big here. 4 chain. Trying to do a little bit of a slide for a combo on the 5 chain. Doesn't get that, but will get a little extra to follow up, and that is enough.
Yeah. Woo!
Skell will be taking game 2 with official time of 6 minutes 48 seconds. And Foxyman is right behind with a 6:52.
Wow.
That was really actually
close.
Crazy close at the end.
Yeah, and it basically came down to 1 clear from Plant. That really stalled Foxy, that second tier garbage chain off the garbage was just the difference maker. And yeah, Skell pulls out the win. Let's go.
Let's make sure that Skell actually locks in that first star. There it is, and a bit of a somewhat familiar phenomenon we've got in this community, Beefin. Both players clocking in faster normal times than easy times. Does that ever confuse you as much as it confuses some of the rest of us? How often that happens?
Absolutely not. I think that I think when clears happen on easy, it just takes way too long for the opponent to die, basically because they get so much stop time comparatively to when they clear in normal. So doesn't surprise me, but it is hilarious all the same.
Alright, Foxyman is going up the chain for the level choice for Game 3, picking the hard level. Now we're really going to see how these players will approach the hardest levels. This is going to be where we see opponents start to get super aggressive, but they're not going to be fast enough to deal with all the attacks that most of our players are going to be able to send. These two are especially going to be capable of rattling off attacks that beat these foes in about 15 seconds. A 17 from Skell and a 17 from Foxyman. Dueling 17s so far. That is good to see. What would you, Beefin, what would you say is your key to playing this hard level very well?
Honestly, I would say it is sending, like, you kind of send a little bit less than you would in V hard because you understand that there's less stop time that the opponent has, so you can be more aggressive with your sends. I think that is kind of the key difference to this difficulty versus like normal, because the enemy raises a little bit more than they would normally. Ooh, baby. Frame perfect. Let's go. Skell with the frame perfect there. Ooh, Foxy with a frame perfect. Jeez. Getting them dualies going. Let's go.
Oh yes, there are definitely some fun ways you can manipulate chains to build up faster than they normally would, and sometimes these players are able to make use of them to a great effect to get some really good time so far. Foxy building up the 5 chain. Skell looks like could not get a good enough chain for that set of combo attacks going, and this is when it starts to get messy for our players. They fall a little bit short on garbage, and that gives these foes so much time to respond to your garbage. A chain off the transformed garbage again. These foes don't know how to make chains, so any chain they get is purely based on luck. Beefin, how frustrating is that to deal with?
It is probably the most frustrating thing, and a familiar trap that people fall into when that happens is you try to send it as fast, send like another thing as fast as possible, or go for something really risky. I kind of call it, or a great Magic the Gathering historian called it the danger of cool things, where you just want to go for the thing that works. You don't want to go for something that's really flashy, because most of the time it won't actually happen. So just keeping your head down and just, playing your game, and that's really all you can do, and just being solid. Man, Frog getting that chain. Frog getting the clear. Blarg getting the clear. Terrible.
And just like that, Foxyman is up basically a full stage. Almost as a Foxy crosses the halfway point of this hard run. Like in my experience, the later opponents in hard mode are not super threatening to give you a hard time as long as you send everything. Like that lungefish just dropped like a fly in 12 seconds.
12 seconds, let's go.
It's like
very solid.
Once you send the right amount of garbage for the stage, which varies a little bit based on the stage layout, but once you do that, you are generally going to be in a very good position in hard mode. So there's going to be a lot that's going to have to happen for Skell to come back from a deficit like this. Although a very light attack to start, and Raphael is getting combo to clear stuff, but there's that down stacking mode that we want to see these opponents get into. They start to ignore the incoming garbage and just try to get panels down to the lowest level that they can, and that's going to be your best position to try and beat all of these foes. Would you agree, Beefin?
Absolutely. I would absolutely agree with that. Yeah, look at Foxy, man. Look at that.
Lots
That's a
of
beautiful
chains.
attack.
I don't know how he was meant to delay that to keep the 8 combo from transforming some of Hookbill's garbage, but it sure does look pretty whenever it happens. Okay, there's a 19 from Skell. Nice little pick-me-up. He desperately needed to start feeling better in this race.
Entering cave around 5:45. One stage behind. That's a lot of work he's got to make up. So let's see what we can do.
Foxyman starting the attack, getting 2 chain sequences out of that, and sent them both to get a 13-second kill to Skell's 11-second Hookbill. He's gonna need a few more of those, and Foxyman's gonna need to see a couple of incredibly punishing stages for this comeback to happen. But we are definitely seeing some crazy good play out of both of our players already, and this is an 8-9 matchup, Beefin. This talent pool is so deep.
Absolutely. Like me and like Tolker, who's not with us today, and I know Kanayo, all came in like under Lunar Chimera's tutelage in the beginning, and there was just a lot of people, a lot of influx of great talent that's coming into this game. It's really awesome, and it's really exciting to see for the future of this game. Ooh,
and yeah, Foxy getting some getting to some pretty good chains to start to top off Bowser, but Bowser is starting to chain. And if there's going to be any hope for a comeback, Bowser's going to do a lot more of those, but it's not going to have any other opportunity, and that is going to do it for Foxyman's hard race. The time officially 7 minutes 37 seconds, and that is going to be enough for star number 2.
Very good conch kill for Foxy's Bowser. Takes care of business there. Skell finishing up here. Skell's been sending really good chains inside, or combos inside the chain, which is definitely what you want to be doing at the higher levels. It just saves a lot of time from you having to, make a combo outside of the chain. I'm trying to go for the drop chain right there, but There's got a lot of lines right now. Oh, come on. Oh, one more line. Oh no! One more line hasn't been sent.
Bowser gets to the garbage
Ooh.
clear.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. That is definitely a disheartening feeling to get. You get one line short on these foes and don't have anything else sent. Oh man, that is one of the worst feelings you can have in this game. And I don't know. It seems like Skell has been falling short on the chains so far, and in that run it led to an 856. It could very well take better than 856 to beat Foxyman in the next level, Beefin, which is the one, the only V-Hard.
In my tournament pregame, I predicted. So I don't know the outcome of this match. I predicted that this game would actually go 5 games. And the reason for that is V-Hard is definitely Skell's best category. It's the category that he's been grinding so much, and I believe that he has like a pretty legitimate shot to take this game. So we'll see what happens here.
Yes, the skills that you practiced in hard mode will get put to the test in V-Hard, as the speed of these opponents goes up a nice considerable amount. Started at speed level 2 for easy mode, went up to 4 for normal mode, and these last two levels play at a speed level 6. So in terms of the difficulty of the game engine, this might be one of the most difficult challenges you can have in the Puzzle League series. This is still a very early game though, so the opponents have not quite caught up in that skill level. Just wait till September's tournament puzzlers to see how crazy a CPU can really get with this kind of engine.
Not only that, but I believe that V-Hard, more than easy actually, is incredibly tilting, just because, you know, enemies get to clears faster, like Skell's lack did. So just definitely having that mental fortitude to, you know, just continue on, because you just gotta keep sending those attacks as fast as possible. Foxy dropping that chain right there.
And that's going to happen as fast as these players are having to move to like keep up with the speed of level 6. There are going to be some uncharacteristic drop chains that tend to happen with just about everybody. Ooh, a 15 from Skell, 18 from Foxyman. That is going to level out the playing field just a little bit. Honestly, though, this run, in some respects, has the same energy in my mind as like a classic Tetris run, like a competition that starts at level 18. Like everything before the Cave of Wickedness feels like level 18 Tetris, and then once you transition into the Cave of Wickedness, it feels like a transition into level 19 speeds. So it feels like for this early going, we're just building the anticipation to see what kind of margins each of these players will be working with going into the end of the run, Beefin.
Absolutely, I definitely agree with that. I think that the all roads lead to the cave, and the run is not over until the cave says it's over. But yeah,
okay,
giant cheeseburger on Skell's side, but getting a 19 there.
Some good
Skell
chains.
appears to be in the lead currently, maybe by like 2 or 3 seconds.
It is very slight, and again, it is very, very early. Like the cave stages, when we get there, they can take whole minutes if you are not careful with your attacks. Oh, exactly enough. Oh, there was
Come on.
an 8. There was an 8 combo on the right that I thought Skell was going to go for that might have filled out the remaining space on Froggy's field. But a little bit of a slowdown there, going to get a 23. But Froggy's just going up into his stack to clear even more of Foxyman's garbage. That's going to be an extra chain. Please. Calm down. A 38.
Froggy just not being a homie.
I swear, the stop time from combos and chains, I think in this speed is supposed to be 40 frames, like 2/3 of a second for like a basic 2 chain, and that's like the basic grace period for survival once you hit the top. So not supposed to be a lot of time, but somehow these foes seem to get enough time to function. But with Foxyman getting a 16, still just a few seconds behind Skell. Now that we're hitting the mid game, it feels like for me these next 2 stages tend to require an extra line or 2 of garbage. I tend to recommend 6-7 lines for most of V Hard, but I tend to go to 8 lines for Lungefish and Raphael. Beefin, do you play these stages any differently?
You know, I used to think that you could only send 5 lines at times, but no, I think if you're going to be safe, I think you need to send a little bit more. Definitely against the back half of the pre-cave stages, but man, Skell is flying right now.
Lots of combos, but the chain's not quite there. You probably want to start sending more like more 5 and 6 chains, even though the bigger chains make the screen shake more when they land on your opponent's field. Sometimes you just gotta top them out. It's like our fellow competitor 6 often says, there is no such thing as Noverkill.
Absolutely.
There's overkill, but there is no Noverkill.
Absolutely. But Skell in the cave at 510 got a pretty good lead. Let's go. Doesn't look like Hookbill is topped off. And
but
Raven
there it
just
is,
not being a homie for Foxy.
Combo spam for Skell is enough for a 17-second Hookbill, and Raven's attack is still continuing. Go a minute. A whole minute. Man, Foxy is not going to feel good about a 6-minute cave entry. Like, our top players tend to look for under 5 minutes, if possible. So, if Foxy was not looking at Skell's play, then you would definitely feel very bad about how this run is going. And the combos again coming through for Skell with a 21-second Piranha Plant.
Wow. Yeah, Skell getting that 10 combo right there. That was really clutch.
Ooh, 16-second Hookbill for Foxyman. That's good. He's gonna need more of that to make a comeback in this race. Skell needing to win this race to avoid the losers bracket of our tournament. On the ropes, and Kamek is starting to chain. Uh-oh.
It looked like Skell didn't know how to start the initial attack right there. So, I mean, that's the thing that happens with these cave opponents. If you don't start your attack very soon, you know, like, that's what can happen. They'll just start chaining, start doing the thing, and, yeah, Skell is feeling it.
And don't look now, Foxyman coming back with an 18-second Piranha Plant. Gonna be trying to make the push. It's as I've often said with these cave sections. Cave is where runs come to live or die, and right now Skell's run is dying, and Foxy is living on a bit of a prayer here to get through this Kamek. Oh, these little few pillars look good for Foxy. That's a 25.
Ooh.
So if Skell slips up on this Bowser, we could be seeing a comeback to close out this match. But let's see if Skell has enough here. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about these chains, Beefin.
This is pretty low. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad news bears. Like, Skell didn't send enough there, and
oh, so Foxy Bowser downstacking.
Bowser is chaining.
Early on, Foxy Bowser doing some downstacking, but now is able to find some chains. Skell Bowser doing some chains. Foxy Bowser flattening the stack. Oh no, Skell Bowser is able to continue that chain off of the transforming garbage.
Buddy.
That's going to make a 5 chain.
Oh no.
Oh.
Foxy Bowser gets clear.
Foxy Bowser runs out of time.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Bowser deciding another race, as he has so many times throughout the history of our tournaments.
What a dirtbag. What a dirtbag. Not just for my boy, but like, jeez. Bowser just not being a homie, and Foxyman escaping the cave with a win there. Wow, that is just unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
But Skell's, you know, finishing it up. Oh!
Yeah. Skell got himself pinned. That is a thing that can happen with Bowser. If he's able to send the garbage, you have to account for clearing it as slow as it's going to be to clear the garbage. You really can't go so all out that you lose altogether.
Yeah, Skell getting pinned, basically getting himself conch killed there, not getting ready for a clear there, and looks like Skell's taking the forfeit here, and man, that Cave decides another one, Bowser decides another one. I hate you, Bowser. You ruined so many runs. You're terrible, but that is just the way it goes. That is just the way it goes.
That is that is certainly an unfortunate one. Oh my goodness. Well, Foxyman clocks in with a 9:09. Skell will not be finishing that race. That time will actually be logged in our historical records as a 14:09, and as forfeits in this tournament will be counted as the finishing time plus 5 minutes for whatever that is worth. But when you get to that point and your opponent is finished, there's really no point in continuing. So GG's to both of our players for the attempt, but it is Foxyman that will be winning this race for getting star number 3. Maybe not that one. How about this one? That's a bit more like it. Alright, there is the win. There is the win for our 8 seed. Job well done. Job well done from Foxyman.
Yeah. Foxyman pulling it out, you know, Skell took 1 game off of him, and that's really admirable. But unfortunately, the end boss Bowser decided another match, and Foxyman had a better Bowser, and that was really it. Because I mean, Skell was ahead by at least 1 level in the cave, and then you know, Foxy caught up, and then it all came down to Bowser, and that's what happened.
Indeed, indeed. Let's go ahead and make this truly official, as only we can in the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. There it is, 3-1, foxyman winning the match, and we'll be moving on to play the winner of a couple of matchups that will be decided at some point this weekend. Most looming for foxyman is a potential rematch with the overall #1 seed Yoshi, which would definitely be a matchup for the ages to keep an eye on, Beefin.
Oh, for sure. That's going to be a super hype matchup. But unfortunate the Skell couldn't get the win. You should definitely be proud of your first tournament entry, getting a match against, taking a game against, you know, the second place finisher in 2022. That's something to hang your hat on. So good stuff. But foxyman, GG's, congratulations on winning the match. And yeah, if you play against Yoshi, good luck. We all need it, Jerry. We all need it.
Definitely some luck will be needed. For that potential matchup, but we've got a lot more left to play in this tournament. You can see the other matches that we're going to have to play throughout this weekend. We've still got 4 more matches today, puzzlers, and that is a lot to have to try and consider. And in fact, we're gonna do a bit of a first in the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. You've been used to seeing one head-to-head match at a time on this channel, but now we're going to do 2. We're gonna show off 2 matches going concurrently at the same time, and if my records are correct, Beefin, you are one of the competitors for the next pair of matches we've got going. How much are you looking forward to this one?
I am super hype. Ever since I lost to you last year, I have been chomping at the bit to get back into this tournament, and I am super excited to play in the next matchup. Cannot wait, and I don't have to wait long.
Yeah, let's actually make sure you get completely set up for it, Beefin, so we can get that show going on a road. Thank you very much for your help with calling this matchup, and best of luck to your match coming up right after this.
Thank you, much appreciated.
All right, we'll get to setting up that next pair of matches for you after we take a little bit of a break to pay some bills. So we will be right back. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024.